Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Bertha and I film about faith, relationship, personal development, lifestyle, and all the good things you can think about. Okay, so in today's video, I'll be talking about fake men will persuade you. My story. I'm going to share a story about how men persuaded me. Okay, it's about persuasion and pursue. Okay, so as you can see in these two words, they are different. These words are two different words. Okay, now let's take it one after the other. The first one, persuasion or to persuade, it means to convince someone do something, and the other one, which is to pursue, means to follow somebody. Now the difference also again is when you are convincing somebody, okay, you are likely to tell the person lies. Okay, you are likely to tell the person things that will cajole the person into what you want the person to do, not the person giving his or her free will to do what he or she wants to do. Okay, but for pursue, okay, now you follow the person, you let the person be to take the decisions for him or herself if he or she wants to do this. Okay, with pursue, you don't convince the person, you just tell the person who you are, what you want, what you are all about. Okay, and then from there the person can take informed decisions for themselves. You don't need to lie to convince them. You don't need to tell them something they need to hear to convince them to buy into what you want to tell them. Okay, and obviously we are talking regarding relationship, right? It's all about relationship. Okay, now I want to tell you my story. Okay, I have a lot of, few stories, okay, that I want to share, but then I've selected a few that I want to talk about. All right, so there was this man when I was much younger. I think when I was in secondary school. Well, I'm still young. Okay, when I was in secondary school, there was this man who stayed, not stayed, was working at where we lived. Okay, but stayed outside where we lived. He has money, he still has the money. He has money, okay, and one time he called me and he told me he's interested in me. Meanwhile, he is staying with a lady. Okay, he's not married to the lady, but then he's staying with a lady. So when he said it, I honestly didn't pay attention to him because I knew, oh, this man is older than me. He has someone he's staying with, and blah blah blah. I wasn't even interested in the first place because I was still a student. I was trying to focus on my books, and I wasn't even focusing on him at all. So when I came home, I told my mom about it, and then my mom didn't take it so seriously because it was like, oh, this man is a respected man. Maybe he said it for a joke or something of that sort. Okay, and another time I saw him and he told me the same thing, that he's interested in me and that he wants to help me with my education. He wants to help me in anything I want to do, blah blah blah. And again, I came to tell my mom, and my mom didn't, take it as something serious to, investigate or pay attention to, right? So now what I do now is whenever I see him, okay, I try to change my route. I try to change my route. If I see him coming this direction, I will go the other direction. That's what I was doing. So my mom would say, "Oh, don't worry, he's just joking," or something of that sort. I think probably when he sees my mom, how he says it to my mom, maybe probably he says it in a jokingly way. But when he sees me, he's so serious about it. So I'm like, "Hello, excuse me." I don't tell him, okay? He just annoys me. So I don't even talk because when I talk, I'm going to disrespect him. Okay, so I just think about it. You are a full grown man, far older than me. You have somebody you are living with, although he's not married to the person. So assuming if you are claiming you want to marry me and take care of me, so what are you going to put the other lady? Are you going to sack her and bring me in the house? What are you going to do basically? Another thing that he was using as a foothold, okay, to tell me all the things he was telling me is because he knew I needed help. Yes, he knew I needed help. He came as though he wanted to help me. Oh, I'll help you with your education. I would pay your fees. I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you, you not like this, you not like that. That was what he was using to convince me. All right. Now this is the second one. Now the second one is an older man. I think this one is much older than the first one I spoke about. And then he's a Navy man. So I think I was going to work one day, not officially, though I was going to work one day and I met him on the way. So when I met him, he stopped me, and then of course I stopped. He greeted me, I responded, and then he said, "Oh, I look beautiful, I look nice. He wants to marry me." He said that. And like, okay, I've heard you. I'm sorry I can't talk now. I have to go. He said, okay, can I get your number? Blah blah blah. Eventually he got my number. And well, he didn't get my number at that point, okay? Because we lived close, okay? I think he has been meeting me from time to time. I don't know. I've never met him before, or probably he has been seeing me, but I don't see him. So from that point, when he sees me, I mean, he always sees me first. So he always calls me. So when he calls me, he'll be like, "Oh, I said I wanted your number, blah blah blah. You don't do this." In fact, initially he didn't say he wanted to marry me. He just said, oh, he wanted to be a friend, what and what and what not. Okay. So I think when I encountered him 2 or 3 times, okay, I gave my contact to him. So that was when he was messaging me to tell me, "Oh, I am beautiful, I am nice, he wants to marry me, and what not." I wanted to know about him. So I asked, "Oh, you look grown. You're a full grown man. Do you have children?" For that, he didn't lie about it. Okay, he said he has children. He has about 2 children. I asked, okay, if you have children, obviously you should have a wife. And he started, "Oh, my wife is a bad person. He neglected me and my kids. He she she left us." This man was just blaming the wife about everything. I didn't see any point where he mentioned that, oh, he was wrong at a certain point of whatever he was trying to channel across to me. Everything was pointing towards his wife. He was trying to play the victim in the situation, that the wife left. Oh, and I asked him, where does he stay? He told me he stays in, you know, this part of where I live. So I got to know that, oh, so we are just close. I said, "I'm sorry, I'm not interested." When he sends me a message, I don't answer, I don't reply to it. So when he meets me, he'll be like, "Oh, I sent you a message, you didn't answer, you didn't reply. What is wrong? Have I offended you?" And mind you, these men are so smart, okay, that at a point I even thought of considering him. Can you imagine? For you to be blaming your wife for everything that happened to your marriage, and not, there was no single thing that you said about you that will say, "Oh, this one I caused it, that's how come this and so happened." I was like, no, this is not right, this cannot be right, this can't be right. Okay, so I asked him, "Okay, where are your children?" And he says, "Oh, they are with me, I live with them." So I asked, "Are you the one taking care of them?" He said, "Yes." These men, they are so smart in their thinking that they will do any and everything to persuade you. They will do any and everything, I tell you, just to convince you to do something. Even if they don't end up, getting married to you or something like that, they may just end up having intimacy or something with you, just to take advantage of you. Now that is the main purpose or the main reason for persuasion. When somebody is persuading you, it's just to take advantage of you. That one I can say is my full chest. He approached me, like I said, and he asked me, "Oh, where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to work, and my work is on this high street." Okay. And he said, "Oh, I should join him, he will drop me." I decided to join him. So when I joined him, he was asking me my name, where I work, what I do, blah blah blah. So I think the following day too, he saw me, but not at the bus stop where he picked me, and he picked me again. So whenever he sees me, he picks me. So one time when he picked me, he took me straight to my workplace. But he told me he had a son. All right, he said he had a son, but he never spoke about his wife. Where his wife was, he never spoke about it. Okay, so now he had my number. I think, yes, he had my number. So whenever he's at the junction where I normally pick the car, he stops and then calls me to know where I've reached, so that I can come quickly to for him to pick me and drop me at where he normally drops me. Okay, so sometimes he even, when I'm very late, this man waits. When I'm very late to work, this man will wait for me. And when I come, he doesn't complain. I'm like, this is so weird, okay? Why will somebody you are trying to help, the person is late and you're not even complaining? There must be something wrong in this issue, okay? So I remember one time I was home from work and then he called me, was like, oh, well, before then, he has been asking to go out with me. That's also one thing about me. Eh, I don't like going out, especially if I don't trust you, if I don't know you that much. Even if I do, I don't like going out like, oh, I'm going out with this person. Nope, nope, nope. He called me and said, oh, I want to go out with you. You don't want to go out with me, blah, blah, blah. He was trying to convince me, persuade me, like I said. He was trying to persuade me, and he was telling me all the things that he would do for me if I agree to go out with him. I will marry you. As if I told him I was looking for a man to marry me. So when he realized that I wasn't giving in to whatever he was promising me, he decided to stop picking me. So that's one thing I want to pause here to say. When you meet somebody and then the person is promising you heaven and earth and all those, the person is persuading you, okay, just give the person time. Whatever the person is trying to communicate, or yes, communicate across, okay, you get to know with time. You get to know the intention of the person with time. Just take your time. Take your time. You know the intention of the person. Somebody who is persuading you, they will persuade you. When they see that you're not interested, they'll just back off. So that is what this man did. So he stopped picking me. He stopped calling me that, oh, where are you? Are you at this junction? I'm setting off in the house, blah, blah. He stopped all of those things. So immediately I know that, this man. In fact, even before that, I knew that, I remember I went to an event, okay, and then I was giving souvenirs, okay, because he has been, picking me all the time. I was so thankful, that somebody gets to pick you all the time. So I brought him some of the souvenirs to appreciate him for picking me. All right, I can't be taking advantage of somebody's father like that. Okay, so appreciation to him. Okay, so he thought, oh, this girl is nice. She's all that, all that, all that, and now, like I said, because he knew that I wasn't going to give in to whatever he was promising, he stopped calling me, he stopped picking me. I was also fine because, in fact, I wasn't interested. Before I met you, before you were picking me, I was already picking my car. Mm-hmm. Ladies, this is one thing you also have to learn. Even men, okay, when you meet older women, that's we quote and unquote we call sugar mummies. When they are treating you this way, know your place, know your space, okay? So eventually he stopped calling me and blah blah blah. Lo and behold, one day I met him again, and then he was telling me, hey, you I wanted to go out with you. You never agreed for us to even go out, okay, so that eventually I'll marry you. You didn't agree to what I was saying. If you had agreed, our child will be 1 year old now. I was like, hello, hello. So you probably he was looking for another child, I don't know, or he was looking for somebody. I think he was looking for somebody to take care of the child he has. He was the only one taking care of that child. Please and please take note of this point that I'm giving you. They are very crucial and important, okay? Fake men will always persuade you instead of pursuing you. All right. Okay, now in this, I want to also go on to say that these are some of the things that fake men are likely to tell you to persuade you. Okay, so in my case, I'm going to pick some of the things that they said that are likely for me to give in to their persuasion. Okay, so the first one is, if the person knows you, the person is going to use your current situation as the standpoint. Okay, probably you need money, you need your fees to be paid, you are homeless, you need to be taken care of. Okay, probably your school uniform or something of that sort. Once they know your situation, they are going to stand on that, okay, to persuade you that, oh, if you allow us to have a relationship, or if you allow me to marry you, I'm going to do all of this for you. That is how they are. That is one of the things they do. So in my case, this man knew that at that point I needed somebody to help me with my fees and a whole lot of stuff, right? So he was using that. All right. Okay, so another thing that they will use to persuade you is material things. They will use money. Okay, because the first man, he was even richer than the rest. He had a lot of money. Be mindful of the point that I'm giving out. Okay, fake men who want to persuade you instead of pursuing you will always play victims. Okay, like this Navy man that I met, he was telling me everything wrong about the wife. Everything wrong about the wife. The wife is not responsible. It's not taking care of him. It's not taking care of the kids. The wife left. A whole lot of issues. I didn't even bother myself to even think about this matter because you think about it and it will end up you end up finding out that, oh, the wife never left, or probably the wife has traveled or something of that sort, and then he was trying to just use you to while away time. Now these men are going to tell you things that you want to hear, or things that ladies want to hear. It also applies to men. Things that men want to hear. Oh, I'll give you a contract, I'll give you this amount of money, I'll give you a car, and all those stuff, right? They will always tell you what you want, and they know what to tell you. That's the amazing thing. They know what to tell you. Okay. The first rich man was telling me, oh, he would take care of me. Now, who doesn't want to be taken care of? Everybody basically wants to be taken care of. Everybody wants to be comfortable. But when you follow these things, this comfort and all the things they're going to promise you, you end up worse than you already are. Okay. Now, if assuming I have allowed myself to go through this mess, the same way he's going to throw that woman out, the same way I'm also going to be thrown out when he's done with whatever he wants to do with me. Okay, so let's be wise as what? Serpents. Let's be wise. Okay, so that's it. I thought of sharing this with you so that, I mean, somebody out there can also learn from my experience. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for sticking throughout. Okay. Thank you for subscribing and liking as well. And then see you in the next video. Bye. Yeah, I'm all set.